Hey Cafe crew, it's Colin Smith here from photoshopCAFE.com, and today I've got something super exciting for you. I've got the Mavic 2 Pro. I'm going to pull this out of the box right now, but don't worry, I'm not going to do another unboxing video like you've probably seen hundreds of them here on YouTube. I'm going to just quickly unbox this, and then we're going to quickly talk about this compared to the other Mavics, and then we're going to get into the bread and butter. I'm going to take it out and compare the camera to that of the Phantom 4 Pro. Here's the big reveal. Ooh. And of course, they've got the screw-in controllers here, just like they have for the Mavic Air. So that's kind of nice because that means that this will take up a lot less space when we're transporting it. All right. So everything else in here we know we've just got, battery chargers and blah, 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 everything else like that you've seen. The other thing I did pick up though is I did grab the Fly More kit. The batteries are about $120 each, so $240 of that goes into getting 2 batteries. Plus it comes with the little thing so you can charge 4 batteries at once. It comes with a full set of props. It says 2 pairs, which is just 4 props as a set. It comes with a car charger and a bag. Okay, let's have a look at the camera itself. Wow. Hasselblad. I know it has the same 1-inch sensor as the Phantom 4 Pro. So both of these have the Sony RX100 sensor, which as you can check out my other reviews and videos on the Phantom 4 Pro. Right now this is my preferred drone because it has really good low light and sharp 20 megapixel images. This has a mechanical shutter, this one does not, but they both have adjustable apertures. And of course we've got the 3-axis gimbal. I know some people were asking about that, whether this actually has a 3-axis gimbal or not. There we go. 1, where we're rolling. Number 2, we are tilting. Oh, yours side to side, so yes, this is a 3-axis gimbal. Let's have a look and compare it to the original Mavic Pro. If I look at it here, the width and everything seems about the same. And really this little, see where this little mark is at the front? This additional really is about the additional size there. So it's a little bit longer than the other one. Everything else is very similar. The build feels just a little bit more rugged than the original Mavic Pro. Yeah, it feels pretty robust. Of course, we've got all our sensors on the bottom. We've got our sensors in the front, back, and the side sensors here only work in active track and also in tripod mode. One thing that's interesting is if I look on the bottom, both of these are identical, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to remember where the micro SD card goes. One thing I'm noticing here, there's no micro SD card in here. I think this is the first time I've seen a DJI drone ship without a card in it. Okay, I just want to quickly compare these props. Notice that the props are a little bit longer, but definitely a lot more, they're kind of sharp at this edge, a lot wider, a lot more surface area there. Now let me see if it'll fit on the original. Yes, it will. It does touch the body though when I turn that around, so I don't know if you could actually fly with that. I'll let someone tell me in the comments whether or not that's possible. Okay, and if we compare this to the Mavic Air, there's a difference in size there. Front profile, side. One thing worth mentioning, the battery chargers on the Mavic Pro will not work with the Mavic 2. Same thing with the Mavic Air. You cannot take your original Mavic batteries or your Air batteries and put them in here. You have to have new batteries for the Mavic 2, and also you have to have new battery chargers. Alright, so now we've talked about the basics of this. I'm going to quickly charge up these batteries and then we're going to head out and we're going to go for a fly. So right now it's the morning, so we're going to get a little bit of the better light here for me to talking to the camera, but I was also here last night where I've got some good sunset stuff that I'm going to be running the comparison against. Hear how quiet that is? You can actually hear me talk over it. It's amazing. Let's head out. And let's have a look at some of the settings here. Right now we're in the camera. One of the things I like to do here is under photo, change it to AEB and select 5, and now we're going to do bracketing. But one of the first things I need to do too is make sure under the settings here that our camera is set for RAW. There we go. And now we just push the shutter button and it takes 5 shots. Okay, just for fun, I'm going to take this into tripod mode. Just pull it down. If you don't enable multiple flight modes here, you're not going to be able to go into tripod or sport mode. Then just tap here to continue. When you switch between photo and video, you have to actually hit the video twice. The first time you hit it, it switches it into video mode, but it's not recording. So you've got to make sure you hit it again and then see the little number there counting down. That means you're shooting video. So be aware of that. I've been caught by it a couple of times. Tripod mode, we get really nice slow movements, and it makes it very easy to get really smooth cinematic looking shots like what we're doing right here, right now. The first thing that struck me was how quiet it is. Now, I've never flown the Mavic Platinum, so I don't have that to compare it to. But comparing to the original Mavic, comparing to the Phantom 4 Pro, even the Mavic Air, this thing is super quiet. I mean, yes, you can hear it. It's not silent, it's not stealth or anything, but it's really quiet. Like, I notice it probably half the volume of the Phantom 4, and that's a very scientific thing, probably. Actually, I don't know, but it's a very soft sound. When you fly the Mavic Air, you can hear it. It's quieter, but it's a high-pitched kind of a whine. This is just kind of a very soft kind of a sound, which is not really that disturbing. So I got to tell you, I'm very impressed by that. One of the things I noticed about this, looking through the camera on the FPV on my phone, it is so sharp, it is so clear. It even actually rivals the Phantom 4 Pro display. Obviously, this display is a little bit brighter than the iPhone 10, which I'm using. However, if the pictures and the video look anything like what I've been getting out of the screen, I am going to be super impressed with them because they look really, really nice on screen. Alright guys, that's a wrap right now. Let's head back to the studio. So it does have sensors all the way around. Haven't really tested that yet. I'll test that another day. What I'm really worried about today is the flight experience and also the camera. From what I could tell, looking at the camera, looking at the video, it was really good. What I saw on the screen was incredible. What I've seen so far is really good. I'm very, very impressed with the color science. The color is the best I've seen on a DJI drone. So as far as the color, I actually prefer the color on this than I do to the Inspire 1 Pro with the X5 camera on it. Obviously the X5 has more resolution and different things like that, interchangeable lenses, better lenses, but the color on this is really good, so I can see where the Hasselblad's coming. And in case you guys didn't know, DJI actually owns, I think, the majority share of Hasselblad for the last couple of years, so I could see how they could get the Hasselblad engineers involved in helping design a nice camera. And of course, when I flew, I was also doing a comparison with the Phantom 4 Pro, and I'll give you just a little clip here of the Mavic Pro so you can see the difference. Now, what I'm going to do, just so this video doesn't last forever, is my very next video I'm going to upload is actually going to be where we're going to be analyzing the footage. We're going to be looking at the footage, and we're going to be looking at the photos very closely side by side. So that's going to be my next video I'm going to upload very soon. So let's talk a little bit about pros and cons. So one of the things I love is the 20 megapixel camera, the fact you can shoot in RAW, and we can do video in 10-bit. Now we can only do that in H.265. So when we go into H.265 mode, we're able to shoot the 10-bit video, which is able to use the log, with the Hasselblad log, and the color is gorgeous. And just be aware, not everything supports H.265 yet. For example, Lightroom, you can't import that video. So when you do import from your card, make sure that you save that video separately. And of course, we can edit it in Premiere Pro, no problem. So for me, the big things are, this is very quiet, smooth, easy to fly, good flight time, and it's an excellent camera. Now, my big question though has been, can this replace the Phantom 4 Pro? Like, do I still need to keep the Phantom 4 Pro in advanced? I'm not going to need the old Mavic anymore. This is going to be up for sale pretty soon. But what about this? Will it replace it? And really that comes down to whether or not that footage holds up. If the footage and the photos hold up, I'm not going to need to fly the Phantom 4 Pro anymore, because this is going to give me portability and quality. And that's the one thing I've been lacking. The Mavic is great. The Mavic Pro is a good drone, but the quality is not up to snuff with the Phantom 4 Pro. And of course, the Phantom 4 Pro is bigger, the controller is bigger, takes up more space. So I'm super excited and super hopeful about this. From what I've seen so far, it's looking really promising. Now, what about the cons? The cons of this? Okay, there's a couple of things. One of them is the video here can shoot only 4K 25, 24, or 30 frames per second. It cannot do 60 or 120. The Phantom 4 Pro can do 4K 60. So maybe there'll be a firmware update or something later when this capability is added, or maybe it's not possible. So it depends whether or not you need that. But of course, we can also do full HD, which is 1080 by 1920. We can do that at up to 120 frames per second. Seems to work quite well, same as the Phantom 4 Pro. Another thing is the camera is fixed in this direction. We cannot do portrait mode like we could on the original Mavic Pro. As far as I know, the Mavic Pro original is the only one that can shoot portrait mode, which is great for panoramas. Now this can do auto pan as much as this one can as well. So you can use that to kind of compensate, but I will miss having that portrait mode, because that's great to be able to get the sky and the water in when doing panoramas of coastal shots, instead of having to shoot 2 or 3 rows of panoramas. Check out some of my other videos if you want to know more about that. Other things, the battery life is longer. But one thing I've noticed too, these batteries take a long time to charge, like forever. So I'm hoping maybe for a higher capacity battery charger. We'll see if that comes in the future. So that's one thing, just be aware of, get a bunch of batteries and make sure you give yourself plenty of time to charge them up before you go out and fly. So overall, I've got to tell you guys, I'm super impressed. I'm impressed more with this than what I expected. The flight is definitely a lot smoother than I expected. And also the quality of the images is everything I was hoping for so far. I'm going to analyze this a little bit more and let you know in my next videos I've already mentioned. Couple of things that have always been a little off-putting for me with the Mavic, and hopefully in the Mavic 2 this is not the case, and we'll see in time. But one of the things I find a lot is because of this gimbal design, the horizon tilts a lot on these original Mavics. I'm sure you've noticed that. You can adjust it, but it's very hard to get that horizon. I've actually sent them back for repair before. So I'm hoping the horizon is going to stay level on here, and so far it has. Of course, I've only flown it a few times because it hasn't been out that long yet. So if that changes, I'll do an update later on. But so far it seems the horizon is nice and level. The other thing is the performance in high wind. From what I've heard, these are supposed to perform very well in extreme conditions. I haven't been in any high wind or extreme conditions yet. And we'll also see how that goes. But so far right now, this is in extreme danger of becoming my new favorite drone. So once I analyzed the pictures, and these pictures and these videos are as good as what I hope they are, and they're as good as they are on the Phantom 4 Pro, that's it. This is going to be my drone of choice. I'll probably get 2 of these and just get rid of everything else, because this is very close to being the perfect drone. And I don't say that lightly. And you guys that have been following me for a long time, you know that. You know that I'm, if something's not good, I'm going to say it's not good. If I like something, I'm not paid by DJI, by the way. I did not get given this drone. I bought it myself with my own money. So therefore, I'm free to say whatever I want. And of course, if the pictures and the video are not great, I'm going to say that. So anyway, guys, check out the other video If you like kind of drone stuff and also you like Photoshop and Lightroom, subscribe now to photoshopCAFE. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that little bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video, which is every Tuesday and also on Saturdays and some other days occasionally. If you like this video, smash that like button into dust. I mean, I really appreciate it. And add your comment. Let me know what you think. Is this something you're considering? What are you flying right now? Add a comment, let me know what you're flying right now. And don't forget to check out my next video where we're going to be going through and we're going to be analyzing. Chances are by the time you're watching this, it's already up. If it isn't, it's going to be up in the next day, 2 at the most, because I really want to take my time and do this properly. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.